Rumours about a refreshed iPad lineup for 2024 have been circulated for quite some time, including the possibility of a brand new extra large iPad, perhaps called the iPad Ultra. The question is this iPad right for you? In November 2015, Apple announced the first generation iPad Pro, which would prove to be currently the largest iPad available at 12.9 inches. And 8 years later, this iPad, 12.9 inches, is still the biggest one you can get. But there have been rumours for quite some time that an even larger iPad is on the way, perhaps due as early as March 2024. Many people have dubbed this new extra large iPad as the iPad Ultra, with rumours suggesting the screen size could be as big as 15 inches. But that's not the only change coming to the screen. OLED screens have existed on other tablets for quite some time, but the 2024 rumour suggests that the iPad Pro will get OLED screens for the first time. And in an article about the iPhone 15 Pro, Mark Gurman from Bloomberg suggested this new display technology could be brought to the iPads as well. This new screen technology is called low injection pressure overmolding, which is going to be used to shrink the bezel on the iPhone down from 2.2mm to just 1.5. And the key thing in this article, Mark Gurman says, is Apple plans to eventually bring this feature to the iPad as well. So are we about to see an ultra-thin bezel on the iPad? This would potentially mean having to bring the dynamic island from the iPhone Pro models over to the iPad. At the moment, the location of the camera is on the top of the iPad Pro if you're holding it in portrait mode. There have been many calls for them to remove the camera to the top of the iPad if you're holding it in landscape, as they've done with the new base model 10th gen iPad. However, there are design challenges to overcome here to move the camera to this new location. This is mainly because the Apple Pencil charges in this location. If you had a dynamic island on the current design of iPad Pro, that would have to be on the side as you're looking at it in landscape view, which would be quite an awkward place to put it. Now the question is, will a bigger screen just be the only feature of an iPad Ultra, or will there be more? For example, could this new iPad be the first to feature a Pro Series chip like the M3 Pro inside? Could you also see up to 24GB of RAM being offered like we do in the top-end MacBook Air range? The larger iPad size could also offer more connectivity, for example a second Thunderbolt port and a headphone jack that supports high impedance headphones like we can see on the MacBook Pro and the Mac Studio. An OLED display on the iPad Ultra would also let us have an always-on display like we can see on the current iPhone Pro models. This would be particularly useful as we can see lock screen widgets being introduced with iPadOS 17, which are of limited use on current iPads. I'd also like to see bigger base storage offered on the iPad Ultra, maybe starting at 256GB. If I'm being honest, I don't think we're going to see all of these things, but this is my wish list. The second question is, how much will this iPad Ultra be? The current 11-inch iPad Pro starts at $799, with the current 12.9-inch starting at $1,099. Now with this new OLED display technology, we could see price increases for those models of about $100. This would mean an 11-inch starting at $899 and a 12.9-inch starting at $1,199. Now looking at the price difference between those current models, I think we might be looking at a starting price of the iPad Ultra being $1,499. So what other implications will there be for having a bigger iPad? A bigger iPad will mean reduced portability, and you'd certainly need some sort of kickstand or stronger case to hold it even in your lap. The Magic Keyboard for this new iPad Ultra would probably start at over $400 as well. So will this new iPad Ultra be right for you? Well, there are a few things to bear in mind here. Firstly, you're going to lose quite a lot of portability. No longer will you be able to comfortably hold a 15-inch iPad in your hands while you're using it. Instead, you'll need a strong kickstand for your lap or desk, or you'll need to have it permanently housed on a Magic Keyboard. But a bigger iPad with an OLED screen would allow you to do so much more. It'd be incredibly useful for video editing or music production using the new Final Cut or Logic Pro apps that have been released by Apple in the last few months. Editing photos would also be fantastic on an OLED screen. So the question for you is that extra price going to be worth it for this massive iPad? It's a really exciting time to be an iPad owner with these brand new generations rumoured to be coming out in March of 2024. So what do you think about this rumoured iPad Ultra and the updates coming to the iPad Pro models next year? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I have tons of iPad content coming out every week. If you want to leave a donation to the channel, you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/buzzkill or leave a super thanks here on YouTube. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.